welcome to your Superman news video for the week February 28th to March 6, 2014. Our top news stories in this week's Speeding Bulletin include Michael Wilkinson confirms that he's tweaked the Superman costume for the upcoming movie, Zack Snyder says he'll start shooting the movie next month, and Graphic Audio released its audio dramatisation of It's Superman by Tom DeHaven. Let's check out these stories and more in this week's Speeding Bulletin. In movie news, at the Rap's 5th anniversary and Oscar party last weekend, costume designer Michael Wilkinson confirmed that there will be some small changes to Superman's costume for the follow-up to Man of Steel, while also discussing the Batman and Wonder Woman costumes.
Did you have a hand in that?
I designed the new Batsuit. I'm designing the new Wonder Woman costume. I'm tweaking the Superman suit. So yeah, I'm glad you've heard good buzz about it.
Kevin Smith was raving about it.
Right, that's a great friend to have, right?
Yeah.
The Los Angeles County Museum of Art hosted an event with Man of Steel costume designer Michael Wilkinson on Tuesday night, where he discussed his time working on Man of Steel while touching on his work for the upcoming movie. HenryCavillNews.com was able to grab a few minutes with Michael Wilkinson for a one-on-one chat about his designs for the upcoming movie, working with Henry Cavill, and his thoughts on when we might see photos of the designs.
I think Warner Brothers has plans to release the photo before the movie's released. So I'm not sure about the date there, but hold your breath.
And what about Batman?
Same with Batman. They'll release it before the movie comes out. I don't know the date, but stand by.
The LA Times published an interview with Zack Snyder in which he discussed where things are at with the upcoming Superman-Batman movie, the costumes, and online reactions to casting announcements. He said, "We're getting ready to start shooting in a month or so. It's going great, I'm very excited. It's very fun to get into this world with different heroes coexisting in the same universe, but a lot of balls in the air, as they say. As a fan, it's an amazing opportunity." The Huffington Post caught up with director Zack Snyder and his wife Deborah and asked them all about making Man of Steel, their thoughts on leaked information on the upcoming Superman-Batman movie, and more. Asked whether they find the leaks disappointing, Deborah said, "Things get leaked so often these days, it's a shame because even casting announcements or whatever, you're in the middle of a process and sometimes they're so off base and then it gets picked up by multiple places and it's all over the place." Henry Cavill's Superman from Man of Steel has been nominated in the MTV Movie Awards for the Best Hero category. Henry's competitors for this award are Channing Tatum as John Cale, Chris Hemsworth as Thor, Martin Freeman as Bilbo Baggins, and Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. Place your votes now at movieawards.mtv.com. Turns out all those rumours about Bryan Cranston being up for the role of Lex Luthor for the upcoming movie were nothing but hot air. The actor set the record straight on the Howard Stern show and this week on radio, and once and for all said that he never, to his knowledge, was ever considered for the Luthor role, saying, "I was not involved in any of that whatsoever." Sideshow Collectibles is now taking pre-orders for the Hot Toys Christopher Reeve as Superman Premium Format figure. Standing 2.5 feet tall, the Superman Premium Format figure is an impressive museum quality piece of film memorabilia, sure to be a treasured addition to any collection. Featuring an unmistakable lifelike portrait, film-accurate tailored costume and posable cape, this remarkable statue captures one of the most fondly remembered depictions of Superman ever committed to the big screen. In TV news, the 86th Academy Awards featured a movie Heroes theme when televised on ABC on Sunday, March 2nd, and Man of Steel was featured throughout the 2-minute video montage.
In time, you will give the people an ideal to strive towards. In time, you will help them accomplish wonders. They will stumble, they will fall, but in time, they will join you in the sun.
Robot Chicken has fun with the DC Comics universe once again with the highly anticipated Robot Chicken DC Comics Special 2, Villains in Paradise. The half-hour special will air on Sunday, April 6th at 11:30 PM on Adult Swim in the USA. This time around, the villains take charge of the narrative and their unpredictable tales take them from the swamps to the sky to the beach, where they finally face a mind-boggling threat to their very existence. In comic book news, DC Comics announced the next 2 months' worth of stories and creators for the digital-first, continuity-free Adventures of Superman comic book title. Fans can now look forward to stories from Joe Keating, Steve Niles, Kelly Sue DeConnick, and Jerry Ordway with Steve Rude. Speaking of which, artist Steve Rude revealed the story behind his cover artwork for the April 14th edition of Adventures of Superman. Written by Jerry Ordway, it's about Superman going up against OMAC. He said Jerry submitted his script and we all loved it. And after an hour or two of finely tuned script discussions over the phone one afternoon, he and I were able to up the dramatics even further on the cool meter. DC Comics will celebrate April Fool's Day across the whole month of April with a series of Mad-inspired variant covers for its New 52 comic book titles. Illustrated by the usual gang of idiots, the variants will once again see Mad's lineup of artists tackling the biggest characters in the New 52. For Superman fans, so far we've seen variant covers showing John Kirschbaum's humanized Superman on the cover of Earth 2 number 22, and a take on the Parasite for Action Comics number 30. Superman homepage reporter T.A. Hewitt caught up with comic book creator Neil Adams to talk to him about his upcoming arrival of the Superman 6-issue miniseries he's writing and drawing, while also discussing his thoughts on the Superman costume, the legal battle over the rights to the character, and much more.
We're tentatively calling it the arrival of the Superman. And it starts off with a bunch of Supermen coming to Earth, relieving Superman of duty, which surprises Superman because first of all he didn't expect them, second of all he doesn't know where they came from, and third of all he doesn't know what the hell is going on. So obviously there's something going on that's very, very bad. Otherwise, how do you get Superman arriving at Earth, and how can they be Superman? So that sets up a mystery. The mystery is then continued with characters from Apocalypse who seem to be invading New Krypton. So then we have to discover where New Krypton is.
Comic books we reviewed this week included Superman number 28, which was reviewed by Adam DeChannel, who said that the dramatic beats flow very well, and he gave this issue a 4 out of 5. Michael J. Petty reviewed Batman Superman number 8, saying, "I liked Superman's characterization in this issue a lot better than in the last arc as a whole," and he rated this a 4 out of 5. Michael also reviewed World's Finest number 20, which continues on the story, giving it a 4 out of 5, saying, "I'm really looking forward to whatever comes next." Adventures of Superman chapter 44 was reviewed by Alyssa Gossage, who gave it a 4 out of 5, saying, "The ending is a great draw into chapter 3 of this story." Adam DeChannel reviewed Teen Titans number 28, saying, "Knowing the title is almost dead, I really want to know their fate," and he rated this a 3 out of 5. DC Universe vs. Masters of the Universe number 5 was reviewed by Michael Bailey, who said, "This series is yet to disappoint me," and he gave this a 4 out of 5 score. T.A. Hewitt reviewed Superman Lois Lane number 1, saying, "Weighs itself down with unnecessary flashbacks, drama, and of all things Superman," and he gave this a 3 out of 5. T.A. also reviewed Injustice Year 2 Chapter 4, giving this chapter a 2 out of 5. And he also reviewed Justice League Beyond 2.0 Chapter 14, saying, "If you want to turn kids onto comics, this is the right book to do it with," and he gave this chapter a 4 out of 5. And Smallville Alien Chapter 11 was reviewed by Matt Shaw, who gave this chapter a 4 out of 5, saying, "We've finally got a bit of explanation about why the monitors do what they do." Superman comics available this week from March 5th include Adventures of Superman Chapter 45 digital comic has been available since March 3rd. Action Comics number 29, which is available in a Robot Chicken variant cover. Batman Superman Annual number 1, which is available in a variant cover. Earth 2 number 21, which is available in a Robot Chicken variant cover. Forever Evil number 6, which is available in a variant cover, a Lex and Batman cover, a villain cover, and a digital combo pack. Smallville Alien Chapter 12 digital comic will be available March 7th, and Justice League Beyond 2.0 Chapter 15 digital comic will be available March 8th. Go green for St. Patrick's Day on Monday, March 17th with this assortment of Superman t-shirts. Put on a Superman Irish Shield t-shirt from $20.36. Or how about this Man of Steel solid green t-shirt available from $17? These and other cool green Superman t-shirts are available from your one-stop Superman shop, the Superman homepage online store at supermanhomepage.com/shop. In other news, Graphic Audio released its audio dramatisation of It's Superman by Tom DeHaven this week. With an approximate running time of 7 hours, this 7-CD collection continues the wonderful work produced by Graphic Audio, bringing to life DeHaven's inventive retelling of the origins of Superman. You can also purchase it as a digital download from graphicaudiointernational.net. George L. Pitcher III had the pleasure of interviewing England's first singing Superman, Craig Berry. Despite his busy schedule as the star in All Star Productions' revival of It's a Bird, It's a Plane, It's Superman, Craig was kind enough to pull back the curtain and answer questions for us. Come by the site now to read the extensive interview with the talented and charismatic actor Craig Berry. The Superman homepage Super Trivia Quiz has been updated for another month. The 3 questions we're asking you this time around are: in the movie Superman Returns, what is the title of the article Lois won the Pulitzer Prize for? In the movie Superman 3, what word does Gus Gorman use to describe to Brad how his boss will be if he doesn't get the alcohol set up by the morning? And what was the name of the group of villainous acrobats in the 1966 Broadway musical It's a Bird, It's a Plane, It's Superman? If you think you can answer all 3 questions, come by the site now to submit your entry. That's all the Superman news there was for the week February 28th to March 6th. I'm Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com.
Great Scott! Great Scott! Great Scott!
Hello everyone, and welcome to another fabulous episode of a wondrous, wonderful episode of Great Scott. I'm Scotty V. Good to see you. Thanks for watching. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about Gal Gadot. I don't know much about her, and I know that she's going to be playing Wonder Woman or Diana or both in the upcoming follow-up to Man of Steel, whatever that may be. Batman vs. Superman, Batman vs. Superman, and Wonder Woman, Batman and Superman meet the Amazon. But I wanted to talk about what I had said a few weeks ago when she was first cast, and everybody was, "Hey, she's too small! Hey, she's too skinny!" If you look to my left and you look to my right, you can see some pictures, the standard look of Wonder Woman. These are from last relaunch before the New 52. So she looks a little bit different, but her body type is still about the same. She's tall and lanky, with a physically fit shape. I would say that Gal Gadot was already physically fit. She doesn't have taut muscles, but if you look at these pictures, you just see a little bit of definition. She's not a monster. She doesn't look like a wrestler. She's not China from the WWE, even though back when it was still called the WWF and people were talking about who should be cast as Wonder Woman, there were a lot of fans saying China would be perfect. China's probably too big for She-Hulk. If you look at the pictures of She-Hulk in the comics, she kind of has a body like Wonder Woman with her arms and legs slightly more defined and a little bit bigger. But as you can see with Wonder Woman, she is defined and she is kind of tall. But the word Amazon doesn't necessarily mean on Themyscira what it means in our world. Like, if I see a big giant woman, I sometimes say, wow, she's an Amazon. She's taller than me. She's tall, you know, and really muscular. Amazon can mean really big woman, but it can also mean, I guess, warriors of Greece, female warriors, but not necessarily really large. She's not really large. She's slightly shorter than Superman, who I guess is traditionally 6'3" or 6'4". And, of course, Dean Cain was 5'11". And she's got some muscles, but not big, giant muscles. She's got a sexy, effeminate body with some taut, physically fit muscles. I mean, in this picture, you can barely see the muscles at all. So, like with Superman and mullet, not mullet, a lot of times it comes down to who's drawing her. I guess she's bigger at times, but she's never Hulk size. She's never giant size. Xena Warrior Princess, back in the day when that show was on, people were talking about the actress there playing her, Lucy Lawless, would be good to play Wonder Woman, and she had the right body type. She was physically fit, and she didn't even have giant muscles a lot of times, as far as I remember, but I couldn't watch those shows. They were too silly and corny. hoping, and you know, based on Man of Steel, I have no reason to believe why this version of Wonder Woman will have any kind of camp or corniness to it. I'm so glad that the Wonder Woman TV series didn't get off the ground, the one that they were just working on not too long ago. And I hope we all love the costume, and I think Gal Gadot could be a perfectly fine Wonder Woman. I mean, like Jesse Eisenberg, when she was cast, people couldn't really see her as Wonder Woman because she was a model and she was, people said, waif thin or too skinny. But she's already posted some pictures to, I guess, her blog or somewhere on her website showing her getting some muscle. And of course, we're going to see them working with Jim Jones on the behind-the-scenes features of this new movie, just like we did on the other movie. The woman who played Feora, she worked out not as much as Superman because we were going to see him with his shirt off and things like that. But she got into shape. She got stronger. She got more warrior-like. She learned how to do some fighting things because she was going to be very physical in the movie. And I think that's the same thing that's going to happen if you read about it. It says she's working with swords, she's doing martial arts training, and she's doing weightlifting for her arms. Now, granted, she's never going to be as strong and as big as me because I can bench like, you know, 80 pounds. So, but, you know, let's not set too high a bar. You know, my bar is like 10 pounds, and I add like 70 onto it. And I mean, I can bench that like 8 times. So that's really a big deal, and let's hope she'll reach that. But I mean, clearly we can see that she's working out, and that's what I said before. So let's calm down. And of course, this is contrary to what I've been saying about Jesse Eisenberg, which is he's not the type in my eye that will be the physically imposing Luthor. So why do I say that when I tell you to calm down about Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman? Same as you. I had a vision in my mind for what I hoped they would approach with Luthor in this movie, and one we hadn't seen yet. We've seen the smarmy little teenager who grows up rich because his dad was rich. We've seen the goofy guy who lived in the subway who had money and steals money from old ladies. I was hoping to see the businessman, imposing guy who knows martial arts guy. Michael Rosenbaum had some of that too, but he was also a skinny, lanky kid. So, you know, that's the difference there. Wonder Woman is kind of generally what she is. And you look at Linda Carter in the old series, she wasn't giant or physically imposing either, and everybody's still clamoring to cast her. So, you know, I think it's going to be fine. Thanks everybody for watching, and remember, when I spin around, a tiara and star-spangled panties appear on me.